What's going on, guys? I just finished my workout and my cardio session, and while I was doing my cardio, I thought of a really good idea for my next topic. So I guess we're doing episode 4 right now. Okay, I mentioned this in a past video, but I think of so much cool stuff while I'm doing cardio. That's really the primary reason why I do cardio as often as I do, is because I come up with all kinds of cool stuff while I'm doing it. So the topic today, we've talked a lot about successful days and how to string together a series of successful days that will lead you to success in your ultimate goal. Today, I'm going to talk to you about the opposite of that, okay? I'm going to talk to you about what do you do when you have a day that's a total failure. What do you do when you have a day that is a horrible, horrible failure of a day, completely unsuccessful in every way? How do you recover from that? How do you react to that? How do you account for that so that you stay on track? So the reason this idea popped in my head while I was doing cardio is before I did my cardio today, I got in a deadlift session. During this deadlift session, I tried to hit a new personal best for a 1 rep. I tried for 665 pounds today, guys. It did not budge, okay? It budged a little bit. It started to move, but it didn't move. It stayed glued to the floor. Now, when I was earlier on in my lifting career, if I missed a lift like that, I was pissed about it. Not only was I pissed about it, but it would dictate my mood for the entire rest of my day. Okay, whether or not I got that lift directly dictated whether I had an awesome day where I was just riding the high all day of hitting that lift, or a horrible day where I was just down all day long, down on myself because I couldn't get the lift. Today, I'm fine. I'm gonna be okay. I didn't get the lift. I know I will get that deadlift someday soon. Okay, it won't be long. And mentally, I'm fine. I'm totally fine. Now, some of you are thinking, well, the reason you were so upset before is you just held yourself to such a high standard, and that's kind of badass, right? Well, guys, that's not a good mindset to have. When a negative experience puts you in a state of inaction, it puts you in a state of non-productivity, it's not a good thing. If a negative experience puts you in a state of action and puts you in a state of productivity, then it is a good thing. It can be a really good thing. But when you just let it derail your entire day and it ruins your day and it ruins your productivity, it's not a good thing, okay? So that's how I used to react. And some of you are thinking, you know, this doesn't really apply to me because I don't really care what I lift in the gym. I'm just trying to feel better and get in better shape. Well, this does apply to you because I know that on those days when you totally fall off the wagon in terms of your nutrition, you experience something similar. So on those days when you've got a wedding to go to and you go to the wedding and you drink an entire bottle of champagne by yourself and you have 3 giant slices of cake because you don't want to be rude and say no, when that happens, how do you react? What do you do? A lot of people, when that happens, because that does happen, guys, a lot of people when that happens adopt the mindset of, oh, I guess I'm off my diet now. Oh, I guess, you know, I'll try again next week or next month or next year. And because they fell off for a day, they fall off completely. They're no longer on their diet. They stay off their diet and they completely derail everything that they've done so far just because they had one failure of a day. okay? This is very common. I see this all the time. It's one of the main things that hinders people's success in their fitness goals, okay? It's not knowing how to respond productively to an unsuccessful day. Here's how, guys. I'm gonna spell it out for you real simple. The best way to react to an unproductive, unsuccessful failure of a day is to pretend it never happened, okay? In the sense that tomorrow, you're not going to completely fall off your diet. Tomorrow, you're also not going to completely starve yourself to account for the 8,000 calories you had today, because guys, you can't do that. That's not possible. You've already eaten the food, you can't take it back, and you're not gonna help yourself by starving yourself the next day. That's not how it works, unfortunately. So you're not gonna do those things. Instead, tomorrow, you are going to do exactly what you would have if that day had been a success. You're gonna do exactly what you would have if that failure, that wedding, never even happened. That's the best way to stay on track, guys. Don't weigh yourself, okay? Because you're gonna probably be like 8 pounds heavier because you had all those carbs and all that alcohol, and you're gonna be super bloated. Don't weigh yourself. Don't even step on the scale, because that is going to make this even harder. Don't weigh yourself. Get back on your diet for a whole week before you weigh yourself again. And then when you do weigh yourself, you'll see that you're fine. You're totally fine. That one day did not ruin your whole week, but that's because you got right back on track. You pretended it didn't happen. The same is true for those of you that beat up on yourselves because you didn't get the lift like I used to. If you get right back on your program and accept the fact that there are a million different factors that dictate how strong you're going to feel and how much weight you're going to be able to lift on any given day, okay? What are your hormones doing? How much did you have to eat today? How much water did you have today? There's tons of factors. How are you mentally today? How are you emotionally today? All of these things play in to how strong you're going to be today. So if you accept that fact and chalk the failure up to it just wasn't the day to pick up 665 pounds. It just wasn't the day for that. But tomorrow, probably not tomorrow, but soon, within the next couple weeks, it will probably be that day. If you can accept that fact and then get right back on your program, get right back on track the next day with whatever it is you need to do in the gym, then you're going to stay on track. You're going to be fine. One failure is not going to make or break your week. It's not going to make or break your success as a whole. It's not going to make or break your weight loss. It's not going to make or break your strength gains, your muscle gains, anything. One failure is not that big a deal in the grand scheme of things. So if you can get that in your head, I know it's hard, guys. I know it's a challenge. I still struggle with it myself time to time. I'm definitely not perfect with it. Nobody is. But if you can get it in your head that these things happen and it's not the end of the world, and tomorrow you'll do better, the next day you'll do better, okay, it's going to be fine. It's going to be okay. Remember, guys, we're shooting for a 90% success rate here, both in the gym and in terms of nutrition. 90% is not 100%. Nobody has a 100% success rate. That'd be pretty sweet. I wish I did, but nobody does. That's not possible. We're humans. We're not machines. We don't operate at 100%. 90% is pretty damn good, okay? It's hard to beat 90%. So hold yourself to that higher standard. Hold yourself to that higher standard. But when you fail to meet that higher standard, don't let it derail for your progress for days to come. Because that is the only thing that will actually keep you from success, is if you let this one failure become a bigger failure. That's it for today, guys. If you are in one of these situations where you fell off the wagon in terms of nutrition, if you did miss a lift today, okay, hopefully it wasn't on the bench press without a spotter. I hope that this stuff helps you work through it. I know it's tough. I know it's mental. I know it's emotional. This is serious for a lot of people, okay? This is a big deal. It's a big deal when you can't pick up that weight, even though it sounds stupid. It's a big deal, okay? So I hope that this helps you. I genuinely do. And I hope that tomorrow is genuinely a better day for you. Talk to you next time.
This is all I do. This is all I